Hello and welcome to another episode of Odds and Ends Season 3. In this episode we'll cover the history of an apple breeding program which lasted into the 90s. The Ottawa breeding program was initiated within the 1940s, conducted by Dr. L.P.S. Spanglow until 1970, where it was then taken over by Dr. G.L. Rossell, who further developed these cultivars to make into processing cultivars alongside scab-resistant cultivars. This continued until 1984, until the project was once again transferred to Dr. R.L. Granger, who continued it until 1995, and since then very little has come of it. But during the heyday of this project, many cultivars and rootstocks were developed, and I'll be covering both. Let's get started. The first cultivar released from that program was a cultivar called Blair. This cultivar was bred by crossbreeding McIntosh back into one of its parents, the cultivar Famous, or Snow. It is a mid-season cultivar that is ready prior to McIntosh, and quite cold-hardy. This cultivar was released in 1973. Although it's not scab-resistant, it had a quality and level of productivity that made it ideal to be released. Two scab-resistant cultivars were released in the 1990s. These were Richelieu and Roville. The latter is a hybrid between McIntosh and a freeway hybrid between Carmine Crab, River, and Red Melba. Carmine Crab being a hybrid between two different wild species of crabapple, Wolf River being an heirloom, and Red Melba being a seedling of McIntosh. Richelieu is a hybrid between two different experimental varieties that are collectively derived from Melba, McIntosh, Rome Beauty, and a crabapple called Malus floribunda 821. Belmac was another cold-hardy McIntosh-style apple made by crossbreeding Spartan with a hybrid between Melba and an experimental cultivar of unknown origin from the Rutgers lab, although it is known that it has Malus floribunda in its pedigree. The last cultivar they bred was Primavera, and was bred in conjunction with the PRI union, which was a union between Rutgers, Purdue, and Illinois. These scab-resistant cultivars were found to be resistant to all 5 strains found within Canada, but a 6th strain has recently shown up in Europe, and once it finally makes it here, or a new strain develops within Canada, the gene that's been added will be useless. There's been little other breeding work in terms of disease resistance. However, 50% of the scab-resistant cultivars bred within this project were also resistant to eye leaf spot within apples. Lastly, we'll talk about rootstocks. The work with rootstocks was mostly just evaluating cultivars bred within the Morden Research Station within Manitoba. 110 selections were sent from Manitoba to Ottawa to see which ones would be suited for commercial testing. All of the cultivars of that time were evaluated using McIntosh scionwood. 18 out of the 110 varieties were selected because of their ability to produce dwarf or semi-dwarf apples. These were moved into the second stage of evaluation. They were then tested for susceptibility to woolly aphid. None of these rootstocks were found to be useful, however, because even though the latter, 13 were viable as resistant rootstock and were easy to propagate, they're very spiky, making them ill-suited for that use. An experimental cultivar called Ottawa Free, alongside several varieties of different seedlings made by crossbreeding different crabapples together, were used to develop 908 seedlings in 1979. The crosses include Malus robusta crossbred of Dolgo and Malus robusta 5 crossbred of M26. Of the 908 cultivars, only 499 were evaluated in test plots due to their suitability. Spartan was tested on all existing cultivars, and 63 rootstocks were retained for further testing. Several of these varieties are still being tested to this day, as far as I know. And that about covers everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you really enjoyed it and think you can donate, you can do so at Buy Me a Coffee, link in the description below. Thank you for watching.